Hey pros, Crystal here from Elite Hair Care USA. So today we are working with a new client who came in. She has a lot of breakage. She also is one that has kept her hair in sew-ins for long periods of time. And she basically came in saying she just needed some TLC and she wanted to see if I could help her. Now, if you guys are new here, let's go ahead and start off by saying go ahead, hit that subscribe button, and also don't forget to thumbs up this video and share it with your family and friends. Now, to start the process, we did consult in regards to, her getting an alopecia weave, and we also consulted about her getting a prosthetic. And basically, when she finally came in and I looked at her hair, I'm like, well, you're not a candidate for either one. Why? Because she actually has hair in her head, and really she just has a lot of breakage. So at this point, we need to just be able to give her some TLC on a consistent basis. And we came up with a plan to basically go through and just care for her hair in its natural state, but we are going to add some extensions to her hair. So we're actually doing a dual application today, and you guys will get to see both applications, and you'll see exactly what I mean by dual application. Now, because she is fine textured, we had the conversation that she really did not need a relaxer. So what we did was just give her a good clarifying shampoo, which we use our Elite Clarify. And then for her treatment shampoo, we use the Hair Repair and Restore shampoo. Now, she has a lot of breakage in the front, you guys. She also has a ton of split ends. She really just had a lot of different situations going on. She didn't have a lot of hair in the crown area. And we talked about, sewing tracks in the crown. But then when I looked at the length of her hair, I just knew that sewing the tracks in the crown, it was going to be too bulky for her. So we actually, like I said, did a dual service where we did a sew-in and tape-ins all in the same service. So you guys have to watch to the end to see the finished result, because, baby, her breakage was extensive and we had to work some miracles to make this really work out. Now, for her other treatment shampoo, I did use the B7 Beyond shampoo, which is the volumizing shampoo. Now, like I said, she is fine textured, you guys. She was also, I forgot to mention, also getting keratin treatments before this, and the keratin really did a number on her hair. And I try to tell you guys, the reason why I don't recommend keratin treatments is because it is just over processing in its rawest form. And over time, you end up losing more hair than you gain. And really, the convenience that it offers is not worth the inconvenience later on. So I really don't recommend keratin treatments on ethnic textured hair or textured hair, because I know what it does. If you feel like you need to get a keratin at that point, you might as well just get a relaxer, because there is no going backwards from a keratin either. And people don't understand that even though they market it as you are able to go backwards, you are not. You are really not. Now, for her conditioner, I did use some B7 conditioner on her hair to go through and just, detangle her and get her hair prepared for us to do the weaving service. The irony to this is, even though she has so much breakage, she has so much damage that has been done to her hair, she has beautiful hair. She has beautiful hair, and she's a beautiful person inside and out. We got to spend a lot of time together just chatting, and she's just a really cool person. So I am just glad that she was able to make it to me so that we can work together to really get her hair back in order. Also, you guys, while we are completing her shampoo, if you haven't already joined our pro team, text the word ELITEPRO to 41372 to join our ELITEPRO text team. This is definitely the place where you'll get discounts, tips, tricks, all of that good stuff, all in one place. And you also get exclusive discounts that a lot of other people will not get, not even my YouTube family. So make sure you join our ELITEPRO text team. Now, once I was finished with her shampoo, I did spray her down with some B7 leave-in conditioner. I also sprayed her down with a little bit of our new thermal heat protectant spray, which is a vegan formula. And then to get her hair prepared for us to start the weaving process, I did go through and just comb her down and, detangle her once again for me to be able to put her under the dryer so that she could still air dry. I know a lot of you would have ran in with a blow dryer, but I am not that stylist. So I use a little bit of Elite Silk Wrap Foam to lay her hair down to make it nice and smooth. And then I put her under the dryer for about 20 minutes for her to air dry, and then I blow dried her the remainder of the way. But this technique is basically to help smooth out the area that I know she has a lot of that breakage, and I need that hair to really lay down nice and flat so that I'm able to blend her hair with the extensions, because as you can clearly tell, you guys, yes, the breakage is extensive and it is all mainly in the crown area, right in the areas where you would part the hair. So on either side of her head, there was breakage. In both sides, it was right in the area of the crown. So there was really no better side for me to cover. I just kind of had to work with it as best possible to give her whatever coverage I could. Now, before I actually started the weaving process, I did go through and give her a silk press by using our EHC, which is our Smooth by EHC ceramic flat iron that is releasing in February, March. I did this first because, yes, guys, she still has a lot of kinkiness to her hair, and I needed to make sure that I had a blank canvas to work with before I could actually start installing any of the extensions. Now, she didn't want to do any type of glue in because we know that we wanted this to last a little bit longer. So we talked about basically sewing in some extensions, which she actually got the wrong color of hair. And this is when I ended up having to improvise to make this work, because she purchased hair that was severely brown. And when I say severely brown, meaning light brown, like a chestnut, and her hair is like a 1B to a number 2. Well, she got like a number 4, and it was just super brown compared to her hair. So at this point, we just kind of improvised, and I had some of our Invisalign seamless tape-ins available. So I had the idea to use the tape-ins in her crown area anyway. Why? Because she had so much breakage that if I was to go through and braid that area down and then try to install tracks, it was just going to be way too bulky. So using the Invisalign seamless tape-ins actually was ideal for the crown area. Now, what you see me doing here is doing the extension service, meaning I am actually doing the sew-in portion of this, but I am not doing the traditional sew-in, you guys. I'm actually doing a braidless sew-in using micro beads. This is a service that I have actually offered for many years, and then I just kind of got away from offering it for a while. But I see that people want alternatives to being able to get weaves and wanting to be able to still care for their hair at the same time. So the braidless track was actually perfect for what she was getting done. And that is what we used to install her wefted hair that she brought in. And to really make the hair blend as best possible, I did use some of the high color brown hair that she brought. And then I used the Invisalign tape-ins in the top to just blend it in, because it was very brown. As you guys can tell, this hair is super brown compared to her hair. And she's an educator, so she wanted to make sure that, it didn't look crazy. But your girl's gonna work it out. Of course I worked it out. Now I'm sewing the actual tracks right now to the micro beads, which this is what makes the installation braidless. But there is a method to this madness, you guys. This is not a service that you can offer for everyone. And you also have to make sure you understand how to actually sew your track to micro beads without ripping or tearing or causing any damage to the hair or the scalp. So like I said, this is great for people who, they don't want that added tension. I like the braidless tracks better than the braided ones. I feel like the braid plus the weft plus the thread, it just becomes a little too much. But like I said, I'm going to let you guys kind of watch this unfold until we get to the crown area. And then we'll talk about how we use the Invisalign tape-ins. So keep watching. Okay, you guys, so now that we are finished sewing in our tracks, now you can actually see what I mean by saying that there would not be enough coverage for us to cover the wefted tracks, okay? That is just how much breakage she had going on, and I combed it down because I wanted you to see what I was working with, and this is where I said, okay, yeah, I'm glad we're going to do the tape-ins here because now I'm able to apply tape-ins and make it nice and seamless. And then she'll be able to have it nice and flat and still look super natural all at the same time. And we're still able to wash her hair, treat her hair, and not worry about, anything slipping out or, exposure of the weft itself, which this was the most ideal part of the process. Now, for those of you that don't know anything about tape-ins is the alternative to your traditional micro beading and fusion and all that stuff. This is a easy, reusable way to add extensions to the hair. As you guys know, we just debuted our baby tapes, which is highlighted pieces that you are able to utilize in your hair. This is our Invisalign seamless tape-in extensions. They are high quality tape-in extensions, by the way. And they come in a number of different shades. They are available on our website at ELITEPRO.com. And let me tell you something, tape-ins are so easy to install. They are so easy to manage. They literally lay super flat, especially ours, because ours are the seamless, number one. Invisalign is why we call it Invisalign, because they literally lay like your actual hair, and it's not something that exposes itself. As long as you have at minimum 1.5 to 2 inches of hair, they can give you can have good coverage, and it all will look 100% seamless and still very full, and you'll still be able to shampoo and condition your hair and treat your hair while you have your extensions in. So this is definitely ideal for anyone who wants to be able to wear their hair, but maybe you have, an area of trouble where you need to still add a little oomph to it. So you guys go check out our baby tapes, and also go and check out our Invisalign seamless tape-ins that are available on our website right now at EliteHairCareUSA.com. Now, what I'm doing is just using the tape-in pliers to just make sure that the tape-ins are secure. You can actually do this with your fingers as well, but I like the pliers. So I definitely recommend getting the pliers if you're going to do this to yourself, or if this is a service that you're going to be offering to your clients. And this is also a service that is ideal for people who they want those extensions, but they really they don't want the braids. They don't want the tension. They don't want to run that risk of having any more issues than they already have. Now, as you guys can clearly tell, you can actually see the 2 tape-ins in the back of her head, but don't you worry, we are going to cover all of this up. So you guys keep watching to see how we actually achieve that. Your girl's not going to have her walking out of here looking crazy. Of course not. But what I did at this point of the process was use our Elite Silk Wrap Foam just to kind of melt her hair with the extensions, and to also blend her hair in the right places. Remember, she is somewhat natural. She doesn't have a relaxer, so I have to force the hair to really do what I need it to do. And this is not something that she'll have to do on a constant basis, you guys. Now, there is one section that she will have to just control, and you'll see that at the end when we get to the end. Now, from here, she did go under the dryer and dry for about 10 minutes, which this was not a very long process. And now I'm going to go through and just basically style her. So I'm just doing some large sections using our Smooth by EHC 1-inch ceramic iron. And I'm just going row by row to make sure that her hair and the extensions blend in. Now, if I had used this super brown hair that she had brought in, and I used it in her crown area, if for clients who have situations like hers, the blend would be horrible to me. So I was very, very happy that I actually had some of the Invisalign tape-ins in the salon, because this would have been a little more problematic. The reason I say that is because the weft of these tracks and the hair is so brown, and then her hair is so dark. If I don't have enough hair to melt or blend into these extensions, it starts to look like I spray painted the area. So I'm a perfectionist, and I was not gonna let her walk out of the salon looking crazy, you guys. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Now in her crown area, I'm just basically going through and smoothing out her hair and the tape-ins all at the same time. So she has a really good blend. So we were able to basically give her kind of like a highlight, low light effect, and still give her really good coverage in her crown area, without really compromising, you know, her self-esteem. And this can make you really self-conscious, you guys. Like, this can be make you very self-conscious, especially because, you know, our hair is everything. Our hair is everything. Now, the good thing about this, like I said, you guys, she's able to come in and get her shampoos, her conditions, her treatments, all of that while she still has the extensions in her hair, whether it be she had the full head of tape-ins or the dual extension service like what she has right now. She's able to come in and still take good care of her hair. So this is where we are going to be basically nursing her hair back to life, and just really just keeping her nice and cute, of course, but at the same time, she is able to take care of her hair without having that traditional sew-in that is covering everything up, and then at the same time, it is tearing everything apart. Now, what you just saw me use is a little bit of hair fibers just to put in between her hair and the tape-in in the areas where she had really short hair. And this is how I was able to really conceal a lot of those tracks. Now, the hair fibers are actually available almost any and everywhere for her. So she's able to still use the hair fibers to cover those tracks until her hair starts to grow out, which that's just a couple weeks. Her hair will grow out in that area, and then we won't have to keep using any type of hair fiber because she will have good coverage. And all she needs is about maybe less than an inch of hair for her to have good coverage in the area where it was just problematic. Now, I want you guys to comment down below and tell me what you guys thought about the blend. I worked really hard to make sure that this hair was blending. And it really came out really, really nice. So I hope you guys actually enjoyed this video, because this is something very different that a lot of you don't see. There are alternatives for you guys out there who are dealing with breakage and shedding. You can get tape-ins, you can get invisible braids, it's so many, guys. And I offer almost all of these services. And I love working with clients who has issues like her, where it's more like, you know, hair care issues, and just wanting to nurse her hair back to life. So now that we have completed the installation service, we did talk about what she do to care for her hair, and which is basically she'll wrap her hair at night in the crown area. She just wants to make sure that it's nice and flat. And then I told her to spray just a little bit of hairspray on that piece that liked to flip up right at the back of her head, which you guys saw earlier. That was the only problematic piece, but over the next couple weeks, that piece will dissipate and grow out nice and smooth. Anyhow, you guys, so now I'm just basically going through and just doing a little bit of detailing with some hairspray, making sure everything is nicely blended. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give me some thumbs up and some feedback in the comments about the blend. Basically where we were starting from and where we ended. She was super happy with her style, and I'm super happy as well. She's actually coming back to get a full head of tape-ins because she really liked the tape-in version a lot better than the braidless version. So I was happy, but you guys go shop our 50% off sale on our website, EliteHairCareUSA.com.